Hello students. Today we are going to understand lesson number 1 for standard 7th, the world around us. Activity 1. Read the puzzle, discuss it with your partner and guess the answer. It can float, fly or fall. Is found on the land, in the oceans and the sky. In what I eat and drink, in fact in every part of me. So what is the thing, children, that can float, that can even fly, or that can also fall from the sky? It is also found on the land in the form of a water, in the oceans and the sky. From the sky it falls in the form of a rain, precipitation, what we call. In what I eat and drink, even I eat also in the form of a solid or in form of a liquid, you can eat also, and you drink. In fact, in every part of me, that means the body fully consists of water, children. It is the most needed, most wasted, most common substance on the earth. So it is the most powerful thing, you can say. It is the most needful thing on the earth. It is almost wasted by us also, and most common substance means we take it as a granted, okay, like that. Common substance on the earth, available for a price and for free. So it is available in the bottle, Bisleri waters, you can see. It is available in the bottle with a cost, and it is available free also. It is worshipped and feared also. So it is worshipped, the water is worshipped. We hear about the river Ganga, isn't it? We worship that. And even it is feared, we are feared because tsunami and all that causes, that takes away the life. It is life giving and also causing death. So if you will not drink water for a long time, it can take away your life, and it also gives you life, and it also causes, it also take away your life also. So what is the thing, children? Now you have understood, we are talking about water. Activity 2. In class 6 you did some activities related to water on earth. Let us read some more about water. Here is the picture given about save water, save life and save the world, children. Water for humans. Water is the basic component of each cell and essential for our existence. So in order to live, children, if we want to survive on this planet, then we need water. It keeps our body temperature at 36.8 degrees Celsius, forms parts of blood, helps carry oxygen and nutrients to our cells and removes waste material from our body. So this is the main part of our body, children, the water. If you do not take sufficient inadequate amount of water, it will block each part of your body. So your body temperature, if you drink enough water, your body temperature will remain 36.8 degree Celsius. But if you will not do, do not drink or do not dehydrate yourself, children, then you will have plenty of sicknesses. Water keeps us clean and healthy. So water is very useful to keep ourselves clean also, because we take bath every day. So it keeps us clean, and when you drink lot of water, children, it keeps you more healthy and fit. We use water to cook food, wash utensils, clean different things, water the plants and flush the toilets. So these are the main uses, this is the main purpose behind the water, children. We also use it for recreation. Recreation means to have enjoyment, like swimming, sailing and fishing. Water is very essential. It is a very important part of a human life. A person can survive without food for more than 30 days, but less than a week without a water. So if we go without food, children, we can survive on the water for 30 days. But if we do not get water at all, then at least a week will be more than enough, and you will collapse. We use water for many things in our day to day life. Water for agriculture purpose. We use water as much as in a 10 meters deep, 100 meters wide, and 7.1 million kilometers in length, long enough to circle the globe 180 times to produce food for today's world population every year. So, can you imagine, children, the globe? If you see the globe 180 times, when you encircle, when you rotate 180 times, that much amount of water is needed for today's world population, because the population on the earth is increasing day by day. So and that much, and for that population we need food also, and for that children, for food we need plenty of water for the agriculture. Water habitat for animals and plants. Now there are children, water habitat, the animals and plants which lives on the water or which lives inside the waters also. Let us see what are that. From a small fresh water pond to the vast Pacific Ocean, almost every water body found on Earth is an important habitat for plants and animals. So, if you see a small pond, right, from a small pond to a big vast Pacific Ocean, you will find different kind, innumerable kind of plants and animals living in this water. Life began in water, and even today, half the world's creatures live under the water. So, children, we don't know, we have not seen, we have seen only the living creatures on the land, but there are half, it is said that half the world's creatures lives under the water. Water for industry and power production. How the water is useful for industry and for making power, electricity, children. Almost all industrial units use water either in the production or disposal of byproducts. So industrial units, they use the water for making, from the, to convert the raw material into a final product. For that they need the, during this process they need the water. And even the disposal of byproducts, means the remaining waste, if they have to throw the remaining waste, for example, in this, if you see, most of the industrial areas are built near to the water area. Why? Because they have to remove their waste into the water, but there are certain amount they have to purify that water, because if they put the water, that waste water will come definitely with a lot of chemicals out of that. So if that same water goes into the river, or if they put it into the sea direct, they'll give to the sea, it will harm the plants and the animals which is in the sea. This is one of the main reason why industrial belts have developed along the river bank. So they need, if big industries children, they need a river bank or a sea, so that they can remove the disposal of the whatever waste is coming from the industries, they can throw, they can easily remove it to the river bank. But they have to be very careful, they have to see that not a single part of the chemical should go with the waste, because it is definitely going to damage the animals in the water. Water is also important component in power production. As I told you, electricity, for electricity, water is the most important part. River water is used to produce hydroelectricity. Hydro means children water, isn't it? From the water the electricity is formed by building dams and through thermal power plants. Children, match the following. Here the answers already I have given. Number 1 C, number 2 A, number 3 F, number 4 E, number 5 D, number 6 B. How much water do you use every day? Add daily activities to this list, children. This you can do as a homework. Activity 6. Do you know where the energy comes from? We use electricity in almost all activities of life, directly or indirectly. Electricity is a form of energy. Producing energy is not easy. There are many different sources of energy. This include non-renewable sources like petroleum, kerosene, coal, etc., and renewable sources like wind energy, hydroelectricity energy, and solar energy, children. Now, what is this non-renewable sources and renewable sources? Non-renewable sources will end one day. That means if you are using, children, if you are using petroleum, kerosene, coal, they are not going to come again and again, they are not going to make up again and again, but they will come to an end. But when you are using renewable energy, if you nowadays you can see most of the people on the terrace, if you stand on your terrace, you can see all are using the solar roof. They are using, why the solar roof is using? Because that is a renewable thing. Every day the sun is going to come, it is not going to come to an end, children. So most the government is asking us to use more renewable sources so that it will be useful for us. But when you are using more non-renewable sources, it will come to an end. Non-renewable sources will end one day. They are used to produce energy in thermal power stations. Petrol, diesel, and gases like CNG and LPG are used for running vehicles and cooking food. Non-renewable sources of energy also pollute the environment. So, what is the side effects of the non-renewable sources? Is that it is side by it is polluting the environment also. However, they are the primary source of energy today. So instead of using the renewable sources, children, we totally depend on the non-renewable sources. Non-renewable sources, for example, electricity in our house. That is the primary source of our house. Without electricity, we cannot stay at home, isn't it? We need electricity. So today most of the people are putting the solar roof on their terrace so that they can use more and more renewable sources instead of non-renewable sources. But it is time now that we turn towards the renewable source of energy and energy conservation. Which are the two major disadvantages of this? I have given children already in the book. This answer is also given. Read the following steps in production of hydroelectricity. This is step by step it is given, children. First, a dam is constructed over a river. A dam creates a reservoir. Reservoir means like a water body, tank. If you have in your home, you can see a tank to reserve the water. A dam creates a reservoir water body. It elevates water to create force in the flow. If you have ever visited Willington Dam in Junagadh, children, you can see when the water level comes up during the rainy season, it falls directly and you can see the force of water coming from up. The flow of water turns the turbine. So there will be a turbine inside wherever the hydroelectricity is produced, children. If you have ever visited Sardar Sarovar Dam, you can see there is a big, huge 2 to 3 or 3 4 turbines are there. That this water falls on that turbine and it rotates because of the force of the water. The flow of the water turns the turbine. The generator attached to the turbine produces the electricity. Wires transmit electricity to our home. So from the turbine, the generator is connected, and from the generator, the wires are connected to the different places. To you can see big towers, electricity towers are connected, and to that electricity is going. And from that tower, they put a wire to each and every house, and this way the electricity reaches to our houses. Find out the process in the production of wind energy, in the functioning of solar water heater, children. Here both is given, and I have given both in the notebook workbook, children. You can our our use of electricity and energy affect the environment. Here are some simple steps that can help us in saving the environment. Read them carefully and divide them into 4 parts. Things you can do at home, in the kitchen, at the school, and while traveling. This also you can do as a homework, and this I think I have given. World without chocolate, children. Can you imagine without chocolate? Not at all, isn't it? It could happen. Chocolates are made from cocoa, which grows on a cacao trees that are cultivated in the forest of South America. But today, this plantation are at risk. Like cocoa, there are many other plants and animal species that we use in everyday life without realizing their importance. The rice we eat, the clothes we wear, the rubber tires we drive on, all originate from plants or animals. Many of these species are under severe threat of extinction. What is extinction, children? In a danger of coming to an end. It means we are losing biodiversity. What is biodiversity? We have learned, children. Bio means life and diversity means variety. So different varieties which is needed in our life, it is coming to an end. Variation. Biodiversity is the variety of life around us and much more. It's also everything that living things do. The grand total of interaction of living things among themselves and with their environment. Children, if you have seen, children, everything is interconnected with each other. Everything. It has a big cycle, children. It is interconnected. For example, if we see in the jungle, children, lions. The lions depend on the deer. The deer depend on the plants. So this way children, everything is interconnected with each other. So if you imbalance, if you try to remove any one of the thing from that, everything will slowly come to an end. So the cycle should keep on moving on. It should not stop at one point. When we stop it at one point, you immediately start scumbing, the life starts to scum. This interaction can be as simple as moth's dependence on one species of plant for food and the plant's independence on the moth for the pollination. It is as good as interaction means we need each other's help, children. Without each other's help, we cannot. For example, here best example is given. The moth has to depend on a plant. If it has to survive, children, it has to depend on a plant. It has to suck the food from the plant. At the same way, plant has to depend on the moth for the pollination. What is the meaning of pollination, children? You can see the moth carries the thing from the plant and it goes everywhere, and wherever it goes, that same type of plants grows somewhere else also. So the moth is dependent on the plant and the plant is dependent on the moth. So they are interacted to each other, so we need each other. At another level, the moth and the plant also depend on all of the elements that make up their ecosystem, from clean water to the right climate. So it is not said that they need only both of them. Moth needs plant and plant needs both moth. It is not like that. They have to set up with all the ecosystem around them. That is the environment. They need that environment also. They have to take care. They have to go with the environment also, from the clean water to the right climate. When scientists talk of biodiversity, they refer to a variety of organism life in an environment. They refer to interdependence of plants, animals, insects, and human life.